You are pregnant, you are in your 8th month. Do you want to jump on the plane? No. Hey, but let me tell you something else. Some people, they are pregnant now. Because of that, they don't want to start. That's wrong. Let me explain. Somebody is asking, can I relocate with 6 children? You can relocate with 10 children. You can relocate with 40 children. Provided they are your children, you can relocate with them. So, quit asking, can I relocate with 7? And if I answer that one now, somebody will come. Can I relocate with 8? Can I relocate? You can relocate with your children. The most important thing is, do you have what it takes to take care of your children when you arrive? That's the question. How are you doing today? Okay, so right now, you know the hot news in town, Sha. You know the hot news in town. The hot news in town is that people are relocating with their spouses and children for those that have kids, right? Child or children, whatever the case is. People are relocating with their family, right? Of course, most times this is fueled by, people wanting greener pasture, people wanting better education for their children, people wanting different kind of things. Some people looking for better health care, some people looking for better routes for career advancement. Anyways, the new thing that is happening in town is family relocation. Are you aware? So let me ask you, if you're watching me right now, are you married or single? Please, if you're married, type married. If you're single, type single. Because specifically, this session will be most beneficial to somebody who is married or somebody who is planning to get married like very, very soon. Now, specifically, this session is for married people who are looking to relocate abroad. I want to know, what are your challenges? What are your questions? Maybe I should say, what are your questions? As somebody who is married looking to travel abroad, what questions do you have? Because in fact, just before I started this session, I just finished an interview and I interviewed someone who went through our training. He relocated with his wife. He told his friend, who also relocated with his wife. Funny enough, the friend was in Cyprus. The wife of the friend was in Nigeria, and they submitted the application online. The man traveled from Cyprus to UK. The wife traveled from Nigeria to UK, and they reunited in UK. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So he traveled with his wife, right? His friend and the wife, who were both in 2 different countries, reunited through the knowledge that he got. Then another friend of his, who is currently single, also relocated. So in that interview, I was celebrating 5 success stories in one interview. 5 success stories, 2 families and 1 single person. So, and that's why I decided that, okay, let me come to this other platform and let's talk about challenges or questions that couples relocating, who wish to relocate abroad, are facing. Or sometimes it could even be that you don't have the information, right? It could even be that you don't have the information, you don't know how to go about it, you don't know how it works, you just hear it, you even think it's a lie. You understand? So ask those questions right now. Hit me with your questions, let me hit you with the answer. Hit me with your questions, let me hit you with my answer. Hit me with your question, let me hit you with my answer. Oh yeah, go. Hit me with your question, let me hit you with my answer. Where are all the husbands on this live session with me right now? The husbands on this live session with me right now, hit me with the question, let me hit you with my answer. All the wives, in fact, something specific that Mr. Uche mentioned in his interview was like, his wife first saw me online and brought it to his notice. And of course, as normal human being, at first, he didn't really believe or think it was necessary, right? But the wife was persistent, and eventually he decided to, take the training. In fact, he was like, during the training, he still did not even put focus. It was later on, he was like, I have this knowledge. Why not I use it? And, today we're celebrating 5 success stories in one interview. Your case may be like that. You may be looking at me now, but by January or next couple of months, you may be the one relocating abroad to any country of your choice. right? You may be the one relocating with your family. You may be looking at me now, maybe September this year, next year, you may be the one relocating with your family. So it depends. All right. Now let's look at the questions that all people are asking. What question do you have? I'm yet to see questions. What question do you have? Hakim said, how can I relocate to Canada? So you can relocate to Canada via study abroad route. And simply what it means is that Canada is currently looking for people who are going to come into Canada via the international student route. Let me put it that way. So if you come to Canada as an international student, you get to stay back after your study. So I'm answering the specific question that the person asked, which is how does he or she relocate? So simply you have to get admission in a Canadian school, in a legit Canadian school. Once you get the admission, you apply for your visa. Once the visa comes out, you travel. That's basically what it, like, that's this very simplistic way to explain it. And if you have children or you have a husband or wife, you can travel with them because they can travel with you as your dependents. Tell me. Let's see questions that people have. Somebody said, how do I start? What I want you to do is start by attending our free webinar. You look at the pinned comments on this video right now. Right? Look at the pinned comment. If you're watching it live, if you're not watching it live, it will not be there. If you're not watching it live, check the description of the video. But look at the pinned comment right now. If you're watching me here, right, or on Facebook, where I'm doing this live, you are going to see the link to our webinar. If you have attended the webinar already and you still have questions, because at the webinar we also handle question and answers, right? If you attended the webinar and you still have questions, chat us inbox. Please don't make the mistake of chatting us on the page directly. Chat us inbox so that you are 100% sure that your question will be answered, right? So somebody say, why is getting admission difficult or very hard in Canada? It is not. It is wrong information, by the way. It is not. If you know what to do, you will get admission. If you don't know what to do, you will not get admission. It's as simple as that. So getting admission in Canada is not harder than it is to get admission in US or UK or any other place. The question is not how easy it is to get admission. The question is, do you have the right information? Can you tell me that you know exactly how it works? If the answer is no, get trained. If the answer is then apply. So it's not hard if you know what to do. If I need to get 10 admission and line them up, right? I will just ask you for 8 to 6 months and I start the process today and I will line them up. Yeah. So it's not hard. What is hard is people accepting that they don't know what to do. And people agreeing to get trained. That is what is hard. I have a question from Chamaka asking about the rate of visa refusals, but this is very similar. The answer is very similar to the answer I gave for the admission. Every country have their visa requirements. Over and over again, I see people who don't know what those visa requirements are, who don't know how to meet it. They'll just package their application and submit. They say, make we carry and give them. Let them see. Make they check. Anything where they want, they go collect from there. Now, so they go package and give you back with refusal. Right? Like, some people, they don't know what to do. They just feel like gada na bundle. It's not, gada na bundle is not on visa matters. Gada is not bundle for visa matters. You have to know exactly what to do and you do it. Every requirement, you prove it one after the other. How do you prove it? That's the problem. A lot of people don't have the knowledge, but instead of accepting that they don't have the knowledge, they would rather go get visa denial, get banned, before they even look for help, than straightforward look for help. This is what I discovered that is a lot of people's problem. Okay, so I have a question from Joshua. Joshua Ayodeji is saying, can I relocate to Canada with my wife? 100%. That's the reason we're having this session right now. You can relocate with your wife. If you have children, you can relocate with your wife and children. If you're a woman, you can relocate with your husband and children, right? So yeah, 100%. And you were talking about, say, I need schools without IELTS. Simple. Over and over again, I repeat it. If you are going to say, if you are coming to Canada, for example, since you asked specifically for Canada, if you are coming to Canada to study, you do not need IELTS. If look at listen to what I'm saying, reason it. Don't take it out of context. You do not need IELTS if you are a graduate and you are applying for a graduate program, a postgraduate program, and you are from English speaking country, or you have studied in English during your undergraduate studies. You don't need IELTS. Information is power. So why you are busy saying I need school without IELTS? You don't need IELTS. So why is IELTS on your mind in the first place? It was on my mind too. Don't mind me. It was on my mind too when I wanted to travel abroad, until schools kept telling me I don't need it, I don't need it, I don't need it. That was when, you know, it was like I received a shocker. Someone said, I have Obi Amaka is saying, I am married. What's the easiest way to relocate? I'm going to give you my most popular line. Most popular line is that study abroad is the fastest, easiest, and surest way to relocate abroad in this century. Yeah? Yeah? So if you're looking to relocate, go through study abroad. You will reach there faster than somebody going through any other route. Bet me. I remember something. Somebody was talking, then the person said something. The person said, pinky promise. Which is like a way to say, see, I promise you, I promise you. It's like pinky promise. If you see two people that want to relocate, one wants to relocate through study abroad, the other one wants to relocate through another route, pinky promise. If both of them, assuming that both of them know what to do, I'm not saying you get somebody that is well knowledgeable on the route they want to go through, and you get another person that does not know how to do study abroad. That's not what I said. Assuming these two people have perfect knowledge of the route they want to use to relocate, and we say on your mark, get set, go, bam, and they start at the same time. The person who is relocating through study abroad is going to arrive there faster than the person who is relocating through another means. One. Number two, the person relocating through study abroad, if assuming both of them have the same information, we settle down faster than the person who went direct. Most people who go direct, let's just say 70 to 80% of people who went direct, and this is an empirical figure, okay? 70 to 80% of people who went direct still go back to school. After 1 to 2 years, they still go back to school. So if you are doing study abroad, 1 year, 2 years back, you are done with school, you are working in the biggest company. The person that came direct is still managing their small position. After some time, they realize that they still need to study in that country. They go back to school. So before they even settle down, 5 years has gone. You, as a student, 2, 3 years, you're already walking towards citizenship. I'm telling you. Study abroad is the fastest, easiest, and surest way for anyone to relocate abroad. By the way, let me add a honey on top of this. If you can prove that study abroad is not the fastest way to relocate abroad in this century, I'm making a bet of $10,000 to you. Let's prove it. If you are ready, let's set 2 people in progress. Let's see who will arrive first. $10,000 bet. Come and match it and let's prove it. Okay? Take me up on the word. Take me up on it. Take me up on it. I'm looking for people that will come so that we can prove this thing together. Someone said, if I relocate with my husband, I understand my husband gets to work. Yes, like if you relocate, the student can work part-time, but the spouse can work full-time, which is a huge advantage because your spouse can make enough money to take care of you and himself and the kids. Now, the person says, does my kids have visa at once? on my visa. How does this work? Oh, so what usually happens is that your children don't need to apply for like study visa again. No, children, they come as dependents, so they just come, like they are under your visa. Let's put it that way. They are under your visa. Most times they will ask you to like submit your children's visa as well, passport as well, and it will get stamped. But the most important thing for you to note is that if you are traveling with your kids will get their visa. They don't even need like a special application. They don't need a special application. They will get their visa under you. And children, somebody said something like okay, maybe she said, how does this work? Your children are not coming to work. Child labor. Nobody's going to allow your 10-year-old, 11-year-old to work, right? Your children go to school. Your children go to school. And in many countries, even high education, minus US, I can't vouch for US, high school education for kids is free. So think of how much you are paying for high school right now in your city. I hear that in Abuja, for those in Nigeria, I hear that in Abuja, secondary school has not gone haywire. In Lagos, even worse. No, I think they say Abuja one is worse. Where parents are running helter-skelter with one child. Talking about if you have multiple children. Now, think of another place where your child gets to school for free. Of course, from time to time, maybe the child is going for one, what they call it now, one school outing and all that, or one game somewhere. They may ask them to pay for it, but you like school fees off your neck. Imagine that. Somebody say how like the person is asking, Agu is asking about boyfriend and girlfriend relocating. My dear, I don't know about that. But let me use the word, not I don't know about that, but it will be hard for you to relocate as boyfriend and girlfriend. If you are boyfriend and girlfriend and you want to relocate, even if you don't have the money for an elaborate wedding, go and do court wedding, then relocate as a family. Do you see the point now? Everything is about strategy. Relocate as a family, you and your spouse and your fiancé or your fiancé, go to court, get your marriage certificate, relocate as a family, instead of saying you want to go and relocate as a boyfriend and girlfriend matter. Is, in your opinion, boyfriend and girlfriend, is it a serious relationship? Is it binding? Do you get? There's nothing binding you together. If don't you even see it this way, that if they even allow that, that means two people will just be like, we're boyfriend, girlfriend, and you know, and it relocate. Relocation is a serious thing. So even if you're not married now, you don't have money for marriage, like elaborate white wedding, traditional wedding, go and do court wedding. I'm sure if you have money for tickets for your flight, then you have money for court wedding. It's not expensive. Go and do that and relocate as husband and wife instead of as boyfriend and girlfriend. That's my advice. Agu. Felix is saying, sorry, my God. Felix is saying, is it possible to travel with a wife and 2 children via study abroad? Yes. Say under low budget. Low budget can mean different things for different people, right? So the point is, the answer is yes. Worst case scenario that your budget is so low, one of you can travel first and work. So when you start working, you start making dollars, you start making euro, you start making pounds, then you can pay for the other people to come. Do you understand? So that's the worst case scenario. Meaning, irrespective of what your condition is right now, it is feasible. The worst case scenario is that you do it in stages if you don't have money for your family. Think about it. If you don't have money to take care of your family, do you really want to bring them abroad and let them sleep on the streets? No responsible parent will do that. So even most people who are like, want to travel but don't even have money for the children, the reason they do that is because, it's not because if they know the situation, they will choose that option. They don't understand. You cannot sleep outside. You can't sleep under the bridge. You know what I mean? You need to have money for your family. Now, in your home country, let's say you don't have money for accommodation in your home country. You can go to your mom's place and stay. Abi, you can go to your dad's place and stay. You can go to whether it's the maternal or the paternal grandparents. You can still go there and stay. They will house you. If you arrive Canada today, or you arrive UK today, or you arrive US today, without, of course, your grandparents are not coming with you immediately. So if you don't have house, where will you stay? Do you know how cold it is outside right now? Do you see the point? So if you have low budget, don't say I want to go carry. Once we land there, we'll go. No, do it in stages. That's what every responsible parent will choose. Except they're ignorant of the real situation abroad. If you come abroad, nobody will open their door for you if they don't know you. Of course, if you have relatives, I'm sure they can also help you with that. If you have relatives in the country where you're going to. Most important thing, work with your budget. If you're traveling with your family, like your wife, your children, even if you have full scholarship, it will not cover your children, plane tickets, and where your children will stay. Right? So if you don't have the money, do it in stages. Do it in stages. Go first. You can go on full scholarship first. You start working, you get money, you bring your spouse. That's a reasonable advice, right? Don't be impatient and you spoil things. Don't be impatient and you spoil things. Somebody is asking if you can travel if you are pregnant, or if you are pregnant, whether you get accommodation. Yes, you can. Provided it is okay for your health for you to travel. Like, Canada will not say because you are pregnant, don't travel. No. But sometimes if you are in your 8th month or 9th month, airlines are going to have problem carrying you, right? Because you may give birth on the plane. Who wants that? Nobody. Even you should not want that. You know, I always say, think of yourself. Think of your health. You are pregnant. You are in your 8th month. Do you want to jump on the plane? No. Hey, but let me tell you something else. Some people, they are pregnant now. Because of that, they don't want to start. That's wrong. Let me explain. You are pregnant now. If you start today, people starting today, let's say if they are going to UK, maybe they apply for January. If you are going to Canada, they apply for September 2022. If you are pregnant today, September 2022, there is a high chance that you will have given birth. Your child will have been maybe 6 months old, even before that time. You see? So don't just think of now, because you starting now does not mean you are traveling today. You starting now does not mean you are traveling today. So your condition may be different from September 2022 that you'll be applying for. Guess what? Even if you get to that time and conditions are not favorable for you, you can defer the admission. But it is better to get an admission and then defer it than waiting. Because when you defer your admission, you have something, you have more information to plan with. You know the city you are going to. You can start making friends there online. You right? You can start finding out how much is the accommodation. Where you know you can connect with students in that school. So it's better for you to get the admission. If conditions is not favorable, defer it than to say, I think I may be pregnant, therefore I'm not going to start. First, pregnancy is not a reason for you not to travel. Like, nobody's going to stop you from traveling if you are pregnant, except it is something that will affect your health. As I said, if you're in your 9 months, you don't want to enter plane that month, right? Like, it makes sense. Or if you're in your first trimester when you're supposed to be resting, you don't want to enter plane that month. You may reach where you're going to and you will have had miscarriage. You know what I mean? So, apart from your own health reason, nobody else is going to stop you from traveling because you're pregnant or because you have kids. Again, start ahead of time. Somebody say, can I travel alone with my baby? Yes, of course, of course. So in as much as we say you can travel with your spouse and co, it doesn't mean that if you want to travel alone that the embassy is going to tell you no. They will simply ask you, are you coming with your spouse or not? And if you're not coming with them, that's totally fine. It's not by force that you and your spouse must travel at the same time. It's not by force. Some people will say, would they agree for me to? Why wouldn't they agree? Somebody is asking, can I relocate with 6 children? You can relocate with 10 children. You can relocate with 40 children. Provided they are your children, you can relocate with them. So, quit asking, can I relocate with 7? And if I answer that one now, somebody will come. Can I relocate with 8? Can I relocate? You can relocate with your children. The most important thing is, do you have what it takes to take care of your children when you arrive? That's the question. So nobody is putting a cap on the number of children you can give birth to or the number of children you can relocate with. Okay? Somebody say, I want to relocate to US, but I'm single. What is contact marriage? I don't understand what you mean. What is contact marriage? Marvelous. I don't understand what you mean by what is contact marriage. If you are single, I'm not suggesting that if you are single, you go and look for a wife before you relocate. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm saying that if you are already married or thinking of getting married, understand that it's not going to hinder your relocation plan if you know exactly what to do. If you are single, of course, relocate as a single person. Cynthia is saying, I'm from Cameroon. How can I continue my studies abroad? Cindy, are you a graduate already? Are you a graduate already? So, Vantage Migration, we work with graduates, people that have graduated from their undergraduate studies, and they are looking to further their education abroad as well as relocate abroad. So, if you are done with your studies, your undergraduate study, we can work with you. If you are not done, we need you to finish, then contact us then. Okay? If you have not attended our webinar, attend the webinar. I think I also added the link to the description of this video. Attend the webinar. In the webinar, we're also going to still do more question and answer. Most of the questions you have are going to be answered in the webinar. For sure, I want you to know that you can relocate with family, okay? You can also, the other person didn't pick as well. Okay, I'm going to let you go, give you time to ask your question inbox. Myself and my team will be inbox responding to questions that you have. But preferably, I want you to attend the webinar first. Most times, I don't go answering your question until I know that you have already attended the webinar, because the webinar will clarify a lot of questions and then we can add on top of whatever that is not clarified. That's why we made the webinar for you, right? Okay, love you.